ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, first of all you ask me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial?" So second time Arjuna is confused. So he's asking, so which is better, renouncing work or doing recommended work with the devotion? So which is more beneficial? Person who got it replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. Now this is only for liberation. So tyaga, sannyasa and bhakti, or here it is actually karma yoga, but yeah, for us it is work in devotion. So karma yoga means work in devotion. So renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good. But of the two, work in devotion is better than renunciation of work. So work in devotion was what was already discussed. Work without attachment to results, work without attachment and offer results to Supreme, be in consciousness of Supreme, that is work in devotion. It's not necessarily devotional service, but there is devotion. So there is yoga. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. So this is what he already described, Krishna. So he neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities. He is already renounced. Such a person free from all dualities, dvandva, nirdvandva, easily overcomes material bondage, is completely liberated. So in the third chapter, we already discussed this. How one can become free from material bondage by just working without dvandva, without dualities, free from dualities. So Krishna is again saying that that is better than, actually that is itself renunciation. So one who neither hates nor desires fruits is already renounced. Not that we have to give up work. Only the ignorant speak of devotional service, karma yoga, as being different from the analytical study of material world, Sankhya. Those who actually learn it say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the results of both. So here we should understand that result of both means basically here the discussion is about liberation only mostly. So both paths actually give us liberation. So if properly applied. So this path of Sankhya is Gnana and this is Karma Yoga. One who knows that the position reached by means of Gnana and can also be attained by Karma Yoga and devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical study and devotional service to be on the same level, sees things as they are. Merely renouncing all activities yet not engaging in yoga, yoga yukto, cannot make one happy. So without connecting with the Lord, simply renouncing activities cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the Supreme without delay. Again, here the word is yoga yukto. Ayogataha. Ayogataha means no connection with the Lord. So dukkham aptum ayogataha. So he cannot become happy. One who denounces sannyasas to mahabaho dukkham aptum ayogataha. So just by renouncing activities but not connecting with the Supreme, one cannot be happy. But Yoga Yukto, one who is Muni means thoughtful person. One who is a thoughtful person, who is Yoga Yukto, who is connected with the Supreme, he na chirenadi gacchati Brahm. So he achieves the Supreme without delay. And so by being in touch with Krishna, Yoga Yukto, one can achieve liberation very easily. But not by simply sannyasa without yoga. So here, Gnana and Gnana Yoga. So there has to be yoga. There has to be connection. Without connection, there is no chance of achieving the Supreme. So even the result of Gnana cannot be achieved unless there is some yoga. Which is why the Gnanis also, they end up doing some form of devotional service, thinking that that devotional service is just a means to achieve their liberation. Because without that yoga, they cannot actually achieve perfection. So Krishna is saying for everything yoga is required. Connection with Supreme is required. Otherwise, none of these paths actually give the transcendental platform. They cannot bring one to liberation. And Yoga Yukta, one who is in touch with the Supreme, connected with the Supreme, Vishuddhatma, who is a pure soul, Vijitatma, who is controller of mind and Jitendriya and senses. He is dear to everyone. Sarva Bhutatma, he is dear to everyone and everyone is dear to him. And though always working, Kurvan api na lipyate, he is never entangled. So this is the mood. So we have to be connected with the Supreme. We should be pure in our action. We should be controlled in mind and senses. And such a person is actually dear to everyone and everyone is dear to him. Meaning the way he deals with people makes him dear to everyone. See, and this also is this is that stage of Brahma Bhuta. So he'll also be happy. He'll also deal with others and nicely. Everybody will be happy dealing with that person because he's also working for their welfare. Prabhupada says so. So like this, there is dear to everyone. Everyone is dear to him. And though always working, such a man is never entangled because he is not working for sense gratification. So here, wherever there is works in devotion, you can understand that it is karma, but with yoga. So here mainly the discussion is Gnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. So Krishna is saying Karma Yoga is better. Here, though Prabhupada interchangeably is using devotional service and work in devotion. Work in devotion means working with the devotional mood. That is not for me, but for the pleasure of Krishna. But still there is work, so it remains Karma Yoga. A person in divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving, about sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that he actually does nothing at all. Because he is in the divine consciousness. He is not doing anything. All whatever is being done is being done by the modes. So that only the material senses are engaged with their objects whenever any action is happening. And he is aloof from them because he is Atma. He is in the divine consciousness. He is seeing every jiva, he is seeing the Atma. He does nothing. He knows that he is not doing anything. It's just based on the previous karma he has done and the modes he has acquired. The senses are interacting with the sense objects. That's all. So he doesn't get affected by it because he knows that this is his result of past actions. So he remains aloof. So he makes sure that this time around, he doesn't do things which entangle him. So he's aloof from all his actions because he knows that it's just being carried out by the modes. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering results unto the Supreme, is unaffected by sinful action, as lotus leaf is untouched by water. So that's all. This is the summary. Perform duty without attachment, surrender results unto Supreme. And then whatever action he is doing, doesn't matter. He remains untouched by the punya or papa that comes out of that work. That is very important. The yogi is abandoning attachment. Act with body, mind, intelligence, and even with senses, only for the purpose of purification. Sangam tyakte atma shuddhaye. Atma shuddhaye. So whatever we do, we should do just for the purpose of purification, not for increasing the contamination. Prabhupada says, don't increase the fever. Don't increase material fever. You have to reduce fever. Now we have material fever. So we have to reduce that fever. So, so whatever we do should not entangle us, should not bind us, should not contaminate us. So how is that possible? We have to abandon this attachment. We have to abandon this attachment to body, attachment to family, attachment to society, etc., etc. And then whatever we do should be only for the purpose of purification. So if there is some action which is not going to result in purification, we should not do that. This is also anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam. Because if we become purified, then that is conducive for bhakti. So it is anukulyasya sankalpa. So we have to just abandon attachment and just to do whatever actions we do, not for any obligation, not to please somebody else. It's just for our purification. Please note this. This is very, very important. And we should understand what is purifying, what is contaminating. So we've seen some, in some programs now, many Deepdan programs are happening, and we are seeing that somehow devotees still don't seem to understand the importance of prasadam. They bring things from outside and offer it to Krishna. This is not bhakti. Krishna is not going to accept that whatever was brought from outside. He's not going to accept. So devotees have to be conscious. This is called Krishna consciousness. It's not that any food cooked Krishna is wanting to eat. And Krishna is saying, Yome bhaktya prayachati. Bhaktya means by devotion. Prabhupada explains in that purport. It should have been cooked in devotion. It should be offered in devotion. So don't think that, okay, this doesn't have onion, garlic, so it's some sweet. I got it from the shop. I can offer it to Krishna. No, you can't offer it to Krishna. Krishna doesn't want it. So we have to, this is not, so why am I saying that? Because this is not going to result in purification. It is going to result in contamination, and not just of, especially in such programs, if you are offering such things to people who come, then we are contaminating them also, while our actual purpose was to purify them by calling them for the program. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful about these things. So we have to understand, saying that food brought from outside is contaminating. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that we become contaminated by the consciousness of the cook. It's not purifying. So we have to note this. Steadily devoted soul. The yuktaha, one who is always connected with the Supreme, he attains unadulterated peace. By what? Karma phalam tyaktva. Tyaktva means what? Krishna, Prabhupada is explaining, saying that tyaktva means offering it to me. By offering the results to me, shanti mapnopti naishtikim. He achieves unadulterated peace. So please see that, I've been highlighting, saying that, grihasthas have to offer results to Krishna. Krishna is himself saying that if you do that, you will achieve unadulterated peace. And ayuktaha, who is not in union, phale sakto nibadhyate, who is kamakarana, he is greedy for the fruits, he becomes entangled. And somehow it's very, very strange. I see devotees having Lakshmi, but they don't want to part with their Lakshmi. And it's not even that, not more, bare minimum, which means that somehow it looks like they're greedy for the fruits, means they want to retain the fruits. of their labor. They don't want to offer it to Krishna. Simple. See, just this mindset, Krishna is making it very clear. One who has this mindset, he becomes entangled. And one who is ready to offer results, all results to Krishna. In fact, sometimes, like Krishna or Krishna's representative will have to say, no, you keep this much money. This is required for you. So, which is important. That is how we have to function. Then we will get purified. Actually, devotees who are grastas, who are engaged in, offering their results to Krishna, they will see how quickly they'll get purified. Very soon they will lose this interest for, like accumulating money or big, like material things. And they'll be fixed in thinking, okay, I have to offer everything to Krishna. Krishna has to be pleased. And then Krishna takes care of such devotees. He takes care of the Yogakshemam Vahamyam. But others, they are thinking, they're calculating, oh, okay, I have to give for this seva. Okay, maybe 500 rupees, okay, 1000 rupees, okay. I know that they can give more than that. But somehow they're still stuck. So we have to be, large-hearted. We should be ready to give mercy to others. Please understand, when we give mercy to others, then more mercy comes our way. So when we use our Lakshmi in Krishna service, that will be used to distribute mercy to others. It's not that Krishna wants that Lakshmi. Krishna wants that Lakshmi so that it can help in spreading Krishna consciousness. And that pleases him. And so then he gives more mercy. Otherwise, we become entangled. If we are greedy for the results, oh, I need this, I want to buy this from this, I want to, this is going to result in entanglement. So when the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, mentally renounces, not physically, meaning he is not he's not attached to the results. Then he resides happily in the city of 9 gates, neither working nor causing work to be done, because he is not doing anything. It's all being carried out by the modes. But all he's doing is he's offering, he's being without attachment, offering the results to the Supreme, like it was said here. That's all. So no attachment, no entanglement. So the Atma, he does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act. Everything is done by the modes. Everything is done by the modes. It's just that desire that was there in the jiva to do bhoga, to enjoy independent of Krishna. That is his only mistake. But he's created a chain of action and reaction because of that desire, and then it's dragging him lifetime after lifetime, different bodies. And he's still stuck in trying to fulfill that desire. So all that a jiva has to do, Atma has to do, just change this desire. So just change desire, and then automatically, like a chain reaction, everything will be set right, and he will not remain entangled. Then slowly, steadily, he'll get purified and come to Krishna. But just that desire was the one which set us on the wrong path. And then the modes take over, and then they're just pushing us. Right? So everything is done by the modes. Nothing is done by the Atma except that desire. So one who is in knowledge, he understands this. And he doesn't get entangled. He says, okay, this is my past. Some nonsense mindset I had. So because of which I'm struggling, suffering, because of that desire that I wanted to enjoy independent of Krishna. But then I'm not doing anything. So he understands. He just remains unattached to his actions. Of course, if we continue to misuse our free will, then we become responsible, which is when we will do things with attachment to do something good, bad, ugly, right? But when things are happening, just we know that, okay, I don't like this, but I'm not able to avoid it. He understands, okay, this is a result of past. It's fine. So as I become more purified, this auto kind of mechanically it's going on, like modes are just doing whatever they have to do. So he will, over a period of time, as one becomes purified, then he can avoid. He gets spiritual strength, like Krishna said at the end of third chapter. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstabhya atmanam atmana jahi shatru mahabhavo kamarupam durasadam. So he'll get the spiritual strength to stop his actions which are being driven by the modes. So he becomes Nistraigunya. But till then he knows, okay, so suppose somebody's nature is to become angry. So maybe they are becoming angry. But as Atma, the level of Atma, he says, oh, okay, see, this is not my nature, but I'm not able to avoid. This is not me, as in it's my nature. I don't like to become angry, but I'm not able to avoid. So he just chants Hare Krishna, prays, begs for mercy, saying that let me not succumb to this material nature of mine. Let me overcome this, let me surpass, let me transcend these modes. So he prayerfully does his chanting, and then over a period of time, he gets out of it. But we should not put fuel to that, oh, yes, okay, my nature is to become angry. Now I'm going to just, take every opportunity to become angry. No, that is then misuse of free will. If there is any willingness behind doing some action, then that'll entangle us. We become responsible for that. But if it is just because of previous actions and we are just being forced, like Arjuna asks Krishna, Atakkena prayaktoyam papam charati purushaha anichanapi varshnaya baladiva niyojita. Anichan, not icha, not desiring it, but baladiva niyojita, like pushed by some force. So then Krishna says, Kamayesha, Krodesha, Rajoguna, Samudbhava. So it's because of that Rajoguna that you are being driven. So we should understand that we should not get involved in our activities now. Involved means attached. It's just happening because of our modes. Are you all able to understand this? It's not being done by the Atma. It's being carried out by the modes based on previous action like that. But why did those actions start? Because of some desire of the Atma to enjoy independent of Krishna. But after that, it's a chain reaction. And today also, when we are trying to practice bhakti, we are being forced to do things which are non-devotional. But we should understand that that's my mode. I should not entertain that. I should not put fuel to that thought process, that mindset. I should do things for my purification. I should overcome this contamination. That should be our mood. And whenever something happens, we have to just recognize saying that, oh, my modes is so strong. Is this clear?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, yes.
Anybody has any questions in this regard?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm sorry, but Prabhu, this never gets into. I'm never able to understand this three modes: free will, and your sense gratification. Because when you say it's the modes which are acting, and you're forced to act, though you don't want to act, and many a times I have seen that I have acted in so many ways which is non my nature, but we do it, and then afterwards regret it or whatever it is, but the action is done. Then you say you have a free will. Okay, a free will to go to the temple, maybe Ichha, Jabardasti, I can understand. But then, Prabhu, like when you're doing certain things, like your thought process, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes ugly. Then when you're compelled to do it, then where is the free will? And then it's completely, then you say Krishna doesn't come into it also.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time you say it is your reaction. Same time you say you have no grasp over it. It is the modes which drag you down. Then you say you have a free will. How does this for all the simultaneously work, Prabhu?
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I only say jo hona hota hai wo hota hai, and leave it because I've never been able to get a grasp of it.
Okay. Anybody wants to try and explain this? So Mataji's question is, what is this free will? What is karma phala? What is modes? how are all these three connected?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, I can try and attempt.
Yeah.
I know Mata's question is very complex.
Hmm.
So free will is again, so even though it is against, the will of God, right? So you're still given certain freedom to act,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
seemingly you know that it's not right, but you're still acting against the will of God, right? So that's what that freedom is given by Krishna himself. Okay.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that you're completely free, right? You're still under the modes, because sometimes because you quoted that verse, kama esha krodha esha rajo guna sabuddhi bhava mahashano mahapapma. So because in Bhagavad Gita, so Krishna is saying that even Arjuna is asking, sometimes I don't want to do certain things. I don't want, absolutely don't want to do things, but you act as if you are forced, right? So what is that? So that's when Krishna comes with this kama yesha krodha yesha. So basically that lust, greed, envy, anger accumulated through senses in your mind, that is what is forcing you, even though you don't want to willfully do it, right? So so that's what I understood as, I understand as, coming under the modes, because you are forced to act even though you don't want to act. So you become helpless at that point of time.
Then what about free will?
Free will is, I don't know, Prabhu. To Mataji's point, free will sometimes you're not completely free, even though you can free to desire, right? You're free to your will is free, but the action, whether you are able to do that, you're completely under the modes still, right? So I don't know how much free we are,
Okay. Okay, Prabhu.
Free.
Yeah. So, so basically, our free will is given by Krishna. So whether we want to use it for our sense gratification or in Krishna's service, that choice is ours. And over a period of time, when these free will misuse, it is basically done for a prolonged time. Then, due to repeated activities of doing things against Krishna consciousness, that becomes our samskar. And when this becomes
No, don't add more terminologies. See, what she is asking is a very simple question, saying that you are saying that you are being driven, then where is the free will?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we are driven, then basically it is the result of previous free wills which got misused. Now we have a choice that we want to use that free will to not accumulate any further layers
Okay.
on that.
Okay. Okay. So simple way of explaining this is, say you have a headache. Okay, now you got a headache. Now you got a headache, that getting the headache is a result of your past karma, right? And it might have manifested by you maybe shouting at somebody, which is the manifestation of your mode. Okay, so which means you've done some past karma. Because of that past karma, you got a certain type of nature, and say which makes you angry. So then you became angry, and the immediate result of that anger seems like you got a headache. Now all this is being driven by your previous action and the modes. Okay, now when you have a headache, what you do is the little free will that you have. What you are getting, you don't have any control over that. That is your past karma, and then manifesting as certain mode when you take birth, and then resultant actions. But when that happens, when that headache comes, what you do? Or simple thing, you shouted at somebody, now somebody also shouted at you. Now what you do? What you do at every wherever you have an option to act, meaning you can either shout or keep quiet. You have an option. Something comes on to you, and then as a reaction to that something, you have some freedom to act. So this is easy. So for example, you have headache. What do you do at that time? That is the freedom that you have. If you say, no, I have a headache, it's still because of my past karma, but I'll still do Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna today, go to the temple, do my services. You've done proper use of free will. If you say, no, I got headache, now I'm not going to chant today, I'm just going to take some rest, I'm going to watch TV, I'm going to see some Instagram, misused your free will. Simple. Is this okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
No problem. I still don't get it. Now, Prabhu,
Okay.
now when you're in a low mood, right? And when your mood is all right, the way of thinking is also very different. Now, suppose a person who commits suicide, it must not be one go, where he's got the free will to do it, but unless the Lord sanction it, it will not happen. And then the modes are sucking you in. Even when you've got a headache, okay, chalo, I've got a headache. Whether I take an Aspro or whether it could be a migraine, I need an injection or I need to see the doctor. It's a free will, yes. But how you're going to go about it, what your thought process could be that time is not in your control. Sometimes you land up with a doctor now instead of rectifying it, like the operation doesn't go well or something. Then where is the free will? Then you say it's karma. Then
No.
it's
So we have
modes.
to understand that there is little free will. The little free will is to either turn left or turn right.
Yes. Okay. Even that's
You have to understand this. See, this is why karmano gahano gati. That's why Krishna says that karma is very, very, very complex.
Yes.
Right? See, wherever we have to understand. See, it's not very difficult to understand. Sometimes we want to go left, but we are forced to go right. Then we can understand saying that okay, this again results looks like some. See, which is the reason why Shastra gives so much emphasis to association. You know what this association does? Association can take us away from our conditioning. Like you said, it also depends on my thought process. Okay, when there is a situation, what I do depends on my thought process. Not that is when we are in the conditioned state. Now, what is this process of devotion is to actually try and start using our free will. So which means that now, and how does that happen? By knowledge. So I've heard saying that, okay, I should not be doing this. Now suddenly that thought comes to my mind saying that, see, I should not be doing this. No, that is the interrupt to your free will, which would have, like you said, naturally gone in the direction of your conditioning. Right? Naturally, you would have reacted in the direction of your conditioning. But then because we've heard this knowledge, now the knowledge interrupts. That's why Krishna in the previous chapter said knowledge is purifying. Right? So knowledge will interrupt and say, no, this is what you're wanting to do is not correct. No, this is not even known for a person who is conditioned and who has not come into devotion or come in touch with devotional service or this knowledge. For him, he doesn't even know. He thinks that this is my nature and this is what it is. But once when we come into Krishna consciousness, we are now trying to interrupt. Our intelligence comes in the way to say, don't act being conditioned. Don't remain conditioned. So don't do this because this is wrong. Right? And then if in case we are fortunate to have the association of some devotees in that situation, devotees will help us execute that knowledge, put that knowledge into practice. Then we overcome our conditioning. This is how it works. Till we remain independent and alone, we'll be so weak and conditioned that even though we have knowledge, we're not able to do anything about it. But at least the knowledge comes in the way. Now, for a karmi, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know that there is something called free will, that he's taking a wrong decision, it's going to complicate his life further, etc. He doesn't even know. But for a devotee, the proper use of free will, or at least the thought process of free will comes in only for a devotee who hears this knowledge. And that is the reason why Shravanam is given so much importance, that we hear right and wrong. And we know that when I'm doing some action, okay, this I've heard that this is wrong. But still I'm not able to control because I'm being driven. So then what I do, I come to somebody and say, Prabhu, I heard this, that I should not be doing this, but still I'm not able to control. What should I do? Then intensify your sadhana. Pray for mercy from Guru and Krishna.
Guru, Sorry.
One
to
second,
interrupt.
let me complete. Because we are in an uncontrolled, we are in a helpless state. You know, when a child in a helpless situation calls out to parents, right, then help comes immediately. So when we are crying out, literally, not just saying, okay, this, no, like crying out, meaning I don't want to do this. I just hate doing this. This is wrong. I know this is not how a devotee has to act. Krishna, but I'm being, just helplessly driven. Only you are my resort. Only you can help me. And then Krishna sees the intensity of our cry, of our calling, and then he will come in at the right time. But this whole process is happening because that free will is being used. For a karmi, he doesn't even know any of this. He will just go on doing the same nonsense repeated again and again and again. And he's stuck and he just goes down and down and down, gets more and more entangled. So that the free will exists also is a matter of knowledge. That I'm not able to act as my free will is also a matter of knowledge. Seeking help is also a matter of knowledge. And then at some point of time, Krishna will give mercy. And I've experienced this in my life. So for so many years, there have been so many things in my life which went on auto mode. Right? Then I started realizing, saying, no, this is not correct. It happens even today, in the past. And then I beg for mercy, saying that, I'm supposed to be a preacher. I'm supposed to be giving direction to others. And I am doing the things like this, which are not supposed to be done. And then literally I cry out in front of Radha and Krishna, saying that, please help. You are my only resort. I don't have any other hope. By myself, I won't be able to do anything. That is the use of my free will. Now I'm using my free will to beg for mercy. Because I'm not able to control my actions. So the free will is always there. We have to, and just knowing that something is right or wrong itself is the use of free will. A conditioned jiva, like karmis, they will act like animals. What is animal? Another dog comes from another area, another road, it's going to bark. So karmis react to situations in their life so helplessly, like almost animalistic consciousness. Because they don't have control over their mind, senses, so they can't exercise any form of free will. But devotees, by just the process of chanting, they can come to the stage of exercising free will. And that too, that's so little free will that we have. This takes time to understand this topic, but there is no confusion. It's clear. It's just that it requires us to, and even to understand this, we have to beg for mercy, because it's pretty complicated. Yeah, Abhijit Prabhu.
Prabhu, I think you answered my question. I wanted to ask about other jivas, not human being.
Yeah.
So only one question is like, you said that they are karmis, they are not able to understand what they're doing, but how they will get out of this conditioned life?
You give mercy, no, to them. Devotees have to give mercy.
Like
which is the reason why Prabhupada, animals, they will come through. Okay, so you give them prasadam. But if they don't have an opportunity to honor prasadam, then they will come through their normal gradual evolution till they come to human form. But like in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, even a dog went back to Godhead. So devotees can show mercy. We've seen sometimes, some animals just coming and hearing kirtan, which is why, our acharyas say that chant loudly, because even if there's an ant or any insect which can hear that vibration, whatever that is, which we can't understand, they'll get benefited. So Harinam and Prasadam are the anyway means for delivering all jivas, not just human beings, even animals also, even other jivas. But since their number is too much and they might not have the mercy to get exposed to these things, then they'll be just their normal evolution process till they come to the life of human. But even after coming to the life of human, unless a devotee gives mercy, through normal process of progression, it might be very difficult. It might take ages. Which is the reason we are requesting devotees, go out, don't sit in your house. Go out, give them one deep dan, let them do one deep dan, give them one Prabhupada's book, give them something, connect them to devotional service somehow. Yeah, Vamshi Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, while Mataji was asking this question, so I mean, I could just relate to the incident what happened last week with me itself. Losing the phone, and then me taking a decision of actually going to police station instead of being there to do a kind to do the seva at the temple itself. So that was all very much interlinked, karma and then my modes influencing to do something what could have
Yeah.
been done at a later stage, but my free will, probably I didn't use it in the right way. Instead,
Yeah. So
I
just for
just
everybody's understanding, so Vamshi Prabhu lost his phone and then he had to go to the police station to give a complaint. And that was clashing with actually His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Maharaj was there, and there was some, service that was possible to be done. But because his nature drove him to go to the police station as the first priority in the day. Instead of thinking of, he thought that was more important than taking up the service of devotee. So he's trying to say that, see, I got driven by my modes. So which is recognition, which we have to recognize. Now that recognition also happened for Vamshi Prabhu because he discussed with me. So we have, that is why I said association is very important. Devotees will help us understanding what we are doing right, what we are doing which is not so right, and then we'll understand, oh, see, I'm getting driven. Shastra is saying don't do this, but I'm still ending up doing so, which means that I'm still being driven. That means I'm still at a lower consciousness. I have to somehow figure out a way to use my free will and to stop this repetition business. Is this clear? Which is why I asked this. It took me like quite some time to understand this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, like Guru and this thing. Sometimes even like we say, devotional service comes through only Shukruti. It's got nothing to do with free will or the modes, right? Because I've seen this in my this thing. When Guru Maharaj used to be there, my one son's family has not taken, my daughter's not taken, only Devasima has taken. And like his wife also, she preaches, but the concept is so different. It's more into, like then with so much of association also, then we don't absorb it, we don't take it. It's karma, it's free will, it's sense gratification. It's Prabhu, like, when I, like Prabhu said, he went to when I analyze in for myself, Prabhu, it's every day I have to work to get up to do my chanting or to go to the temple, because to enjoy my senses. I dread getting out of my flat also, because there's so much of sense gratification I keep out and I can do. Every day I need to work even just to chant those 16 rounds. Like it does, for some it comes so easy, for some it doesn't come easy. So yeah, I can understand, yes, the free will to chant, to be there, yes, but then the modes, the only thing I say and leave it, jo karma jaise chalta hai chalne do, do your duty to the best of possible, this thing, be right. Sometimes even there you go wrong, you're not right all the time, you'll end up doing things which you shouldn't be doing, lies. I usually don't lie, even then, kuch na kuch, I don't know, Prabhu. Like, I think I leave it at this place. Sorry.
Yeah. So which is why, we need, when we are down, when we have fallen into a well, we just need something very, very strong enough to pull us out, right? And Which is the reason, I mean, see, this whole thing actually is just simply connected to the rules and regulations one has to follow for to do devotion. So when we come on to this path, we have to at least see this simple thing like following 4 regulative principles. Now, this following 4 regulative principles, we are asked to follow even before we got the spiritual strength to overcome them with their conditioning. Okay, so which means as human beings, we still have to exercise, still have to follow certain things because it's somebody's order. You know, it's a higher order that I have to just try and follow. And if I'm not able to try and follow, I have to feel repentant that I'm not able to do that. And just this process will pull us out. We should not think that these modes are very strong. They are strong, but not for devotees. Not in front of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Not in front of Srimad Bhagavatam. Not in front of association of devotees. Not in front of all this. Modes are not so strong. They are strong till we realize that bhakti is super strong. So anyway, it's possible. Okay. Yeah, Rohini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Regarding Deepdan, actually we asked our layout people last year. Nobody answered. So we are thinking to ask them again, or shall we keep them quite like? And we are planning to invite everyone to our house. But I had this idea, like to go to one of the houses daily and do the Deepdan. So how do we make them understand, like So
No, it's not connected to the topic. So I want to hear anything anybody has on this topic before I answer Mataji's question. Is this clear? I mean, we want direct understanding of this and application in our life. I mean, I'm seeing that we can't see. We should not always feel helpless. We should feel helpless in that sense, so that we come and take shelter of Krishna. But we should not feel that things are so powerful that they are more powerful than Krishna. They're not more powerful than Krishna. And we should understand and recognize that and accept that fact. So feeling helpless is good, but not feeling helpless even after bringing Krishna into the picture. When Krishna comes into the picture, there is no helplessness. He will take care of things. But we have to have the desire. We have to surrender. We have to give, which is why the whole process of initiation is to give up this nonsense free will and follow rules, follow instructions. Otherwise, it just seems almost like impossible. Okay, there's nothing else, then I can just answer Mataji's question. Okay, hope it's clear for everybody. Okay, so Rohini Mataji, with respect to interest being shown by people will never show interest. So what we have done in other places, for example, is to do call people for like half an hour kirtan. And then, just you can distribute this Damodar books that we have. You can give them as a gift, saying that this is Diwali gift, and you can just come and, it's like a half an hour program. You can just offer diya and you will get benefited by that. Don't try to do a program in their house. That's too much.
Yes.
You can invite them to your house for good, for a good some kind of a satsang, which is like kirtan prasadam based satsang.
Yes,
right?
we plan for that.
That's all. There is no other way we can pull them. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, anything else from anybody? Otherwise, we'll stop here. So 5.1 to 5.14 today. Okay, we'll close here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhu Bhyavcha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. The Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Samaveta Gaur Bhakta ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna.
Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. Sorry for being so up.
No, that's all valuable discussion. All valuable discussion. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
I'm sorry, Prabhu. Sometimes I just get carried away. I'm so sorry.
No. Nothing. There's nothing to be sorry, Mataji. It was valid. It's actually valid. It's something that so many devotees face, to understand what or how it works, and somehow accept and try to see, you know, mercy is everything. I mean, that's all I can say. I've seen this in my life, beyond things beyond my ability to overcome. You know, my anarthas were so strong, and so many times, time and again, I've seen not just mercy, it's just mercy. And begging for mercy in the right mood, it comes. That's all I can say. Okay, so we'll again catch up tomorrow. Krishna will.
Thank you.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Grants to everybody.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಪ್ರಭು.
Bye.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank
Hare
you all.
Krishna, Prabhu.
Disconnect. Yeah, Hare Krishna. And we thank Vamshi Prabhu and Shruti Mataji because they took up the service of uploading these lectures. So otherwise, you know, yeah. So yesterday you would have seen many lectures uploaded yesterday, day before. So yeah, from now on they will be uploading. Thank you so much for offloading from this lazy Jiva who just was giving reason that he doesn't have time to upload. Somehow at least service will get done. Thank you. Hare Krishna.